All right, I think we're live.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. Can you write something on the chat because I can't read
Yeah.
anything. No, you don't worry. It won't allow me. So you're gonna have to take care
Oh,
of
wait,
the
wrote.
chat again.
Okay, so I'm doing chatting.
Yeah, just if everyone asks something over there, so just just let me know about it.
Okay.
Um, okay, then we're gonna start the chat. What's up, guys? Welcome to another Astrom Cross podcast. Um, Today it's me, Kai, like always, and my friend here, Ursa. How you
Like
doing, Ursa?
always. I'm doing good. How you doing today, guys?
Uh, Pretty cold today. It was 30
Oh,
where
it
I
was
live,
actually
so
warm here.
you see, now we invert the papers because
It's
it,
not.
it, it was 30 here where I live, so
Yeah, kind of warm. It was like a 66, I think, which is warm compared to last time.
yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, here we are.
well, today we have Satchbill. We'll be talking about Satchbill. Um, and we will. I'm sorry. We will also be talking today about art, in our opinions. Art for card games and stuff like that. And after that, well, we will touch base with stuff from the TCU community, but we actually, like we always do, in every podcast, we talk about a game or something. But for this week, we actually don't have anything. Um,
Yeah,
so
we had a trader.
now we're gonna. I mean, we talk about something, anyways.
We'll figure something out. Not to
Uh,
worry, people. We got
yeah.
this.
Um. So anyway, let's start. I'm sorry. Let me go and check something here real quick.
All right.
All right. Yeah, no problem. We. I got it. All right.
Whatever you want, you can take over, I guess. This is your domain. You probably still have these little books with your cards on them.
For some reason, my chat is not showing in the podcast. I really need to work with that. Ah, but well,
I mean,
huh?
I can see the chat.
Yeah, but not in the screen.
Oh, you mean popping on the screen?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it is not popping on the screen.
But anyway, I will. I'll keep going like we are right now. Um. Anyway, um, we are going to start talking today about Satchville. Do you want to? I mean, can you put the links to the podcast on the community?
Oh yeah. Let me see a second. Oh, and we throw it in here and here. No, first. Okay, and then
Yeah.
here.
I
Where else you want me to
believe
send?
no, just in the community. It's just
Okay,
to
so you have the community podcast
yeah.
and community. Okay, well I did that. We got to throw it in general too. Whatever. There, not that one.
All right.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
that should be whatever.
let me go and grab it for a minute because I have. You say you put it on podcast.
Yeah, podcast on the homemade TCG community.
All right,
And, and videos on astromcross. Yeah.
all right. So I'll be taking it from over there and putting it on another channel.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Let me a second.
Okay, look, well, you do that
I think we're
while I take
back.
over. Oh, while I'm oversold TCG, as Tony said, like, Satchel was too gimmicky, and what would we have done differently?
Yeah, we will talk about Satchville in just a second. Um, so I will respond to your to every question about it in just a few seconds. Um, but anyway, let me begin. I will activate my monitor for a second, so bear with me. Okay, that's annoying. I thought
Well,
it would be bigger. All right. So I know you will have like it will come in late, but this was Satchville, the card game, and it was different. This came out on 2003, I believe it was, and it lived to 2006.
it will
Um,
come in late, but this was.
okay, I can hear myself over there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
um, so on 2006, it dies in Japan by the same time, and it dies in the United States. The difference is that in the United States, it only lasts 4 sets. So basically, it took them about 3 years to release 4 sets. And I believe that is the main reason why it died in the US because, I mean, let's be honest, this game was made by Bandai.
I mean, again, the game suffered the same problem any anime game suffers.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna talk about that in a second. but
You're saying like,
but let's be honest, this game was made by Bandai, and they are known by killing everything that they made.
yeah, but I don't know. I mean,
All right,
this was a pretty far fetched game though.
all
Like,
right. Like I say, I will talk about it in a second. It's like,
just
okay, the
can't
game.
blame Bandai for everything.
They will say what? Yeah, I am. I'm sorry.
You can't blame Bandai for everything.
I can.
I mean, you shouldn't.
All right. Anyways, like I say, the game was made by Bandai, and the the game brings something different to the table, something that it was, I believe, never done before this time. Um, and it was a Momoda book, which we will show in a second. And the game lasts four um expand 4 editions in the United States. It took them 3 years to release 4 edition in the United States, which is a pretty long time. That's what 9 months of waiting for one edition to come.
Yeah, but do you know why it took him 4 years? Right? It took him so long to release them.
And while it died here on 2006, I mean, yeah, 2006,
Yeah,
with 4 editions, it died in Japan on the same year with 16 editions. So I know what you were gonna say, but I really don't know why is that it lasts that long to release an edition when
Well,
they have 16 editions to release.
yeah,
And
by the time Satch Bell released in the United States, like the anime Satch Bell, the manga was already over in Japan.
and yes, I understand that. It was 2006,
Yeah.
so internet was, not well developed with this.
It was on the early stages, but the thing is, like, remember Bandai still has to like they cannot go ahead of whatever show they're selling because it's also trying to sell the anime, so they couldn't go further ahead of what they had already dubbed. That's why
Uh,
it took them so long because the dubbing took forever.
but then again, why didn't they just do what Japan did instead of launching these big sets with 180 cards? You launch these small sets with 90 cards, and
Remember, you try not to spoil the show to the people that are actual
ex-
fans of it.
exactly that's why every instead of waiting that long, you short the amount of time and you give them something, so that way it won't, the it won't die, the hype won't die. Oh, we're getting this on maybe 4, 5, 6 months, so every six
I will.
months you got
I,
something.
I think we gotta blame the company that was dubbing the show more than anything because they were the ones that delayed it.
Well, I don't know
So
about that. I think
if the show wasn't the
They have Bandai Japan, and they have Bandai
yeah, no,
America.
that's the thing. Like you're saying it took forever to release four sets. Like it took them 3 years to release just four sets,
While in
when
Japan,
Japan
it
has
took them
60 sets.
3 years to release 16. That's what I meant.
Exactly. So that means that Bandai had all the cards. All they needed to do was translate them.
Yes.
So what stopped them? This the section that was making the anime stopped them because they didn't want to like showcase all the cards that were not on the show
It's not
and then spoil
okay.
the show for the people.
No, the
They're
thing.
connected. That's the problem.
Okay, the problem I see is like this. Every set that is released on the United States, it's two sets of Japan. So that means you release the first 8 sets Japan have in 2 years.
Yeah, it still goes with
Why didn't you just, instead of releasing big sets, you release same as Japan, every 6 months you release a short set. I mean, not a short, a shorter set, and that way you keep the hype up, and that way you can just, um instead of waiting for the new episodes to come so that you can keep with the, keep up, you just release not 180 cards, you release 90 cards. So that's half of what you already seen on the TV, on the TV show.
I I see where you're coming with that, but at the same time, I think that's a problem with trying to sell to the people that the set's only 90 cards big. So
Uh,
want me to spend all this money just to get 90 cards. So like
and
it's also a different
I
on people
understand.
that are buying.
Okay, yes, I understand that point. A 90 card set is short, but
Yeah.
what I was, well, it all, I mean, you are trying to appeal to a certain audience. It's not like this was not a game for everybody. We have
Yeah.
the community that loves this game, which, just in case, there's still a community for this game even
Oh
today
no,
when it's dead.
this game this game was unique. Like this game was really unique. Like this one, the Yu Yu Hakusho that we talked before was really unique. Like there was a bunch of anime games that were really unique. And don't get me wrong, they're great games.
So they have a community, but it's like you are selling these things to some specific people. It's not for everybody. So you're trying to sell something every 9 months, trying to create a new hype. but you're trying to create a new hype of something that already died. So 9 months of waiting is a long time, and if I've been 9 months waiting, it's like okay, this is not coming out. I'm gonna sell my cars because
Like
yeah,
again, like, the, the thing is like if the dubbing of the anime was not delayed because it was delayed a couple times, if that wasn't delayed, then the card game would have not been delayed with it. I
yeah,
mean,
but
I don't have
it's
I don't
like
have like
uh-huh.
I don't have the concrete evidence of this, but this makes so much sense because the Naruto card game had the same situation at one point where they started instead of bringing all the cards that were in Japan, they started making their own American cards because the ones they had to bring were pretty far ahead, so they had to wait till the anime catched up to them. So
All right.
you know, it suffered the same circumstance.
Yeah, that's true too. Is I
Just
understand
like
the delay on
we're
the.
looking at it
I'm sorry, so what?
as we're looking at it as card game. Like we're looking at it as our game. We want to play it as much as we want. We want new content as quick as we can have it and whatnot. But you gotta remember that these companies that have gigantic contracts, like it's not only the card game, it's the toys, it's the anime. Like they're buying all this to try to release it as fast as it can.
All right, I
Maybe sign
understand
a
that,
contract.
but I believe on this. At least. I'm sorry.
I'm saying at least maybe the contract had a no spoiling clause. Like you have to go as the show is going. You don't want to alienate anybody.
Yeah, I I
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing, at least with me, is I am creating a game right now, and we were talking about this the other day. So I am creating a game right now, and you were the one to say I have to create stuff ahead of time, so
Yeah,
I myself don't break the game. So in their
but
case, they already have, let's say, on the first year, it's 16 by 3, so you have what, maybe 5 editions a year. So on the first year, you already have 5 editions. That means you should have translated at least 4 of them by the end of the year. You mean you know what I'm getting at?
yeah, okay, I know what you're getting at, but you're not seeing the problem, right?
I
It's not
I
that they did not.
I understand
It's not
that
that
they
they.
have to wait for those
Yeah, that's the
new
thing. They had
episodes.
content, like they had all the content to release the cards because obviously they had 16 sets to pick from. Even if they released it two sets inside one American set, that
That's
still
what they
gives
did.
you 8 sets. So they still had 4 sets to go on the first 4 sets.
But
The
why?
problem was,
That's
I
what
think,
I'm
I
saying.
think the problem, yeah, but I think the problem was not that they released it like that and they had to hold accountable to like where the anime was going. They should have released the card game after they had guaranteed the second part of the show.
I don't know.
Instead
For
of,
me, it's like
instead of
you could have released a big edition on the first, and then
that,
release
that's the thing.
small editions after that one, so you let the cartoon, like the
That's the thing.
go
Like,
by.
there is a card game at the peak of the PlayStation 2 game and the GameCube game had come out. The anime was doing good. I believe the first movie was doing good in Japan. So like there was a couple of things that came out and they decided to take advantage and release the card game. What I feel they didn't expect was that the next part of the anime did not get re-upped till later on. They're expecting all this to snowball. Like, oh, we got this big IP. It's doing really good. It's insanely good. We're just gonna take the ball now and just start rolling with it. And it didn't happen exactly as they planned, so it's stagnated and then it died.
All
Because
right.
to be honest, the anime wasn't great either.
No, it wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like American companies, like, oh yeah, your show is okay at best, so we're gonna stop dubbing it. and then you're stuck with like, all right, so I can't bring any more cards because the manga's not coming out. So why are we doing the card game? It's like we had no television show, no quote unquote commercials. So yeah, they just let it die.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay. The game
this is a
died.
dual principle.
The game
Like this is
died.
literally
The game
yeah. The
died
game,
by. I'm sorry.
Bandai did kill it, all right, and they did kill it because they didn't release anything more. But this was more like a dual masters killing than a Bandai killing.
All right. Like I was saying, I'm sorry.
Oh
The
no, you're
game
good.
died because Bandai Namco decided to pull the plug on it. They say that
Yeah.
it is not sale well enough. Um,
Yes.
it's understandable, after 2 years of 3 years of waiting, 4 editions is that's low.
I mean,
Um,
it makes sense that it died that way since you're not releasing enough content to
yes.
keep it up.
So anyway, that is enough of the story. So
Okay.
um, let's
That's all
move
right.
on with the game itself. And in the game, we'll have. Let me see if I can put it on the screen. I'm sorry that you guys see something else.
Uh,
All right, there we go. In the game, we have these little books, and these are our Mamoto books. Every Mamoto will have a different color on the book. So, although I believe there were 12 books at the end of the editions, and every
think so.
Mamoto will have a different book with 36 spots for cards inside. And just in case, this book, I mean, I love the book. you know, the moment I saw it, I fell in love with the book. Even if it wasn't for Satchville, I always have the book with me to put any card that is shiny or something, and I don't want to. It's like I got my own binder, and all the cards that I want to trade in
That's right.
are over there, and these are my babies.
That's what I said. I was like, I'm pretty sure you still have your little Satchel book somewhere, right next
I
to you.
well, it was in the last hurricane. I lost everything, but I buy another one.
Okay, how's about you? Probably stroking that book right now.
Yes, I am. So
Yes.
I buy another red one and a black one from Braggle. So I buy the main ones.
About the first versus thing, Braga and Satch.
Yes. But anyway, this book were really well made. It's not a crappy book. It's not something that it will break easily, and there were good material. Um, Other than these books, we also have. I'm sorry. We have four cards on our decks, and here we have Satchville. It's the Mamoto. Um, and basically the game is play with three of these characters inside your spellbook. Um, your characters will have to last until the end of the spellbook. Otherwise, you will basically deck out. It's like playing a regular deck of 36 cards with three characters on it. And you already start with one of them in play. So um so this guy will be on the first page, and you will have three levels. I believe one was on the middle of the
Uh,
book,
yeah,
15 page.
intermediate.
That's the intermediate, yeah. And then you have the advanced level, which was 22
It's
pages.
22. Yeah.
So 22 over, you will have the big guys. Um, you will have the middle guy, and then you have the lower guy at the beginning, which that is the one you start with. And you can, but you don't have to have. Oh, come on! You can have one of these guys for each Mamoto you have in play. Um, Basically, you start with the Mamoto on the first page, you put it in play, and you pass the page. When you pass the page, every time you pass a page, you gain 2 energy points,
To magic
magic
points.
points, yeah. And you use these magic points to play your cards, your abilities, or whatever they start you're playing. Now, the Mamoto cards, they have effects and a power, and these guys have a power that will aid the Mamoto in play. And we'll have these cards, which are the missions. You will have missions in the game that will help you do it in battle. I didn't understand the difference between a mission and a spell. I guess it was something that just has something to do with the cartoon, with the anime
You say mission or events,
events. I'm sorry, events. Yeah, I
right?
didn't.
Well,
They didn't have any difference except that one is for aiding and the other one is for increasing power or defense. So,
okay.
like I say, I didn't. It's
I
something
believe
that
the difference between events and spells, like you can only play one event a turn.
actually no. You can play if
I
you
think that
have 2 events on the same page. You can activate both of them.
I don't think you can. You're supposed to only. I think you can play spells, multiple spells on one turn, but I think events you can only play one each turn.
All right, I will have to verify that. I know it's like that on Naruto, but when I
No, I
was
think yeah, I think those two.
all
If
right,
I'm not mistaken.
but anyways, there will, for what I see, unless that's a rule, there is. I didn't understand the point in having 2 cards that can be used during action and can be used during defense. So why didn't just make 1 card? But they want to use something gimmicky, something that it reminds you of what is happening on the anime. So they introduced these 2 cards, to make a difference. And finally, we have the spells itself. I like how the spells were made. I did not like the common spells. They were something too simple for my taste. It's like a bottle of electricity and that's it. But yeah, the the gimmick of the book and the spells and the Mamotos, it was balanced, well played, and since you cannot play everything since the beginning, it was um it was well balanced. That's what I meant. Um, Basically, the spells work. If you can see at the bottom, this has power 3000. This is something you add to the Mamodo's power, and if you win the battle, you will. If you see on the side, it has a little book with 2. It means that you will increase. Your opponent will have to pass 2 pages on his spell book. Once you reach to the end of the spell book, it's game over. I mean, once you cannot pass the page of the spell book, is game over. But
Yeah,
at the end of the spell book, you will have this incredible spell. Well, actually, you can have a mission over there, but basically, everybody put a spell.
of
Um,
course.
that it can increase. the power of your Mamoto. It was a super rare card that increased the power of Mamoto extremely high, and some heal your book or go back in pages. Others make you so that even if you lose, you cannot pass the page, and stuff like that. Um, these spells at the end were free to play, so you don't need to pay MP to play them. And well, let's see how the game is played on the game math. Um, basically, I don't know why they have a area for the book, but you start with a book in play. After you start the book, after you start the game, you cannot change anything from the book. So
Kind of weird.
yeah, you take the book, and your area for the book will become the area for the MP. Okay. Um,
That makes sense then.
you also have a discard pile, like every other game. So in the middle, we have the Mamotos will go on the front, and how the Aedis. I can't remember the name. Um,
What-
uh, I can't remember their name.
Of what?
The partner, yeah, their partner will be on
Oh,
the back.
yeah.
Their partner will be on the back. The Mamoto will enter battles every time, but you can only have three Mamotos on your deck, including the one you start with. So basically, once a Mamoto is killed, which is something you don't want to do, um, your Mamoto will be on the graveyard. You will discard it, and you will enter your turn. Now, on your turn, you will have to um, when you enter to battle, you cannot attack that turn because you will have to pass pages until you find another Mamoto and put it in play. That Mamoto cannot battle that turn. So it's your opponent's turn again, and you will keep battling. So the difference is that now every time you pass that page to search for that second Mamoto, you will have you will gain 2 MPs for every page you pass. So you will have a lot for your spells to do. You can repeat the spells. I mean, you can use spells from both pages, so as long as you can pay them. And there are some Mamotos that can evolve. So basically, there were some of the decks that only use one Mamoto, but they have different evolutions of that Mamoto in the deck in the books. So you can evolve that Mamoto in play, and it will become bigger and stronger. The thing with that is that if that Mamoto is killed, you will lose a lot of space, a lot of pages. Um, but anyway, um, I guess that's it. Am I forgetting anything?
Well, a quick reminder first.
Yeah.
Uh, when you're doing the spell book, the first card has to be the Mamoto you start with,
Yes.
but the last page of the book has to be a spell card.
Oh, it has to be a spell card.
Yeah, it has to be a spell
All
card.
right.
Usually they use like the ultimate spell card. Then uh, I don't know why you keep on saying three Mamotos, but you actually can have eight Mamotos in your book.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
This
you can have
was
eight.
I have this for the thing that come with the deck. When I buy the deck the other day, it has the book inside, and the rules were there. It says it's three.
I'm just saying, like, you can have three in play. That's why your playmat has those three spots. You can have three Mamotos in play, but you can have eight on your spellbook, but you can only put three in play.
All right.
Then I think you can only have four copies of every card
Yeah, 4 copies of every
if
card.
you want to. Um, once you say what you do the spellbook, you can change it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only two things. Yeah. Let me look to make sure about the event cards. All right. Yeah, only one event card can be played in a single turn.
All
Even if
right.
you are allowed to use two event cards, do a card effect, you got to pay the MP cost. There's some events that
The
make you they let you use the second event.
All right. Yeah. That's that. I mean, I usually use the guy we show here, which allow you to use other events.
Yeah,
Um. But anyway, that was Sashville. Um. It was a nice game to play. I'm sorry. I'm gonna end this here. So bear with me for a
there
second.
you go.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a really good game.
Yeah, it
It's
was a
pretty.
good game. It was different. It was something different. Um, and it was something based on. It's not. It wasn't based on luck. It was more based on deck construction. You know, you have to build this book and choose how you want to place this spell. And if you mess up, you know, I mean, there was nothing like you mess up because you can pass pages up to 3 pages. So you can
Yeah,
pass
I
up to
mean,
3 pages, you know, to get something that you want maybe for against an opponent you cannot kill. But it was something like you basically build this deck for how you want things to happen.
yeah, and I mean, it required a lot of thinking process, like, because you can make the deck just to be extra aggressive and turning pages to play big spells and whatnot, but that when they crack back at you, they might just make you turn more pages that you want. You can play a defensive deck that just keeps on going back and forth. So the opponent spends all the resources and you just trying to make them waste them all by using spells that heal you. I mean, there was multiple ways
Yes.
to play your deck. So, and having multiple Mamotos in play, you can flip your strategies. So you like, even though you can make a whole Satch book, you can also make a half Satch, half Brago, have a Brago in there so you can play, and half of the spells are Brago spells. So there was a lot of strategy too. You didn't know what to expect from the opponent. But I will say that this game had the super rare situation with super rares for bombs, like literally bombs.
Yes, they were, but once again, it was actually the first game that I have seen that I mean, I have checked the database when the game was, you know, not popular when it dies. And
Yeah,
I will say that most of the cards are exactly as they were in Japan.
yeah. This is one of the few games that got straight up translated, but
Yes.
it got straight up translated because this game is hard to break. That's
eh,
the biggest thing with the Satchel game. It's really hard to for you to make something that will break the game and make other players not want to play.
yes. And that was one of the things that I like about the game, you know, like you say, super rare cards were really bomb. So and I mean, I love the art on the Bausa Kurga. So,
Yeah, I'm about to
uh,
say, I remember Paul Sakura. God, that thing was like 6 pages turn, all this other weird stuff. It was
yeah,
it was wild.
and the art look amazing. The foiling is really good. So,
I told you that a couple of days ago. The foiling on
yeah,
this on Smash was amazing.
and well,
And like the spells look like they hit hard. Like the art just looks like the show. So
yeah,
everything's. I mean, the show had some okay art, but
the art is
again,
like a mix between the manga and the anime. It's like they took the
yeah,
pictures from the manga and then they add the anime for the
I think the
back on the back.
weirdest the weirdest art was the what's the name of those bad guys? The 6 or the 13? Whatever. Oh my goodness, I cannot remember them. there were like some humans that were annoying as hell.
Yeah. The you mean the partners
Uh, trying to
or the
think.
Mamotos?
Not they were not about with the partners.
Oh yeah, the partners. Yeah, Sophie's partner was one of the, I would say, the most annoying one. But yeah, um,
Yeah, there are a couple of. My goodness gracious, why?
but anyways, the game was good. It was fun. It was fun to play. Uh, like I say, I buy it first day when it came out. Not first day, but I was one of the first to have it in my
Released.
area. When it came out, and
Yeah,
and I buy the second edition. I mean, not all the card, but I buy some of the second edition. After that, I didn't even know there was two more edition that exist. So, so like I say, after the second edition come out, for me that for me it was dead. I didn't even know that this thing was um
did it work
going
for a
on.
couple more times?
So I will say there's some bad marketing on Konami.
Oh yeah, it was bad marketing.
So yeah,
Again, it's this is probably one of those games that was Bandai was about to publish all of it. We're like, so how many sets we have? Oh, 16. Okay, we gotta make it eight. So eight sets. How many years this anime last? Oh, it's only like 100 episodes. Like, oh, that's it. Hmm. I don't know about this show.
yeah,
Look
and
at Yu-Gi-Oh! That's like
yeah,
600 episodes.
no, but then you got the thing that some of the cars are also from the movies, and the movies never show up in the United States.
That is true. I think I thought the first movie was like they actually released it on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I believe
I
so
think
too. That was, I
because that
mean,
movie was
if it is the one with the last battles, where before Satch becomes before Satch entered, like this era, I believe so.
yeah, yeah. I believe it was before that. Yeah, I just remember like the spells looked insane on the movies.
Yeah, the mo
Like they look good on the show, but on the movies, holy shit!
Nah, actually, in the show the show was whack. it's like it's like
I'm saying like in the
it
show,
was like a
the
judo
spells looked
mode.
okay, but in the movie, like when they did a spell, they did a spell.
Yeah, and well,
Thing was when you beat somebody, you burn their book.
right.
Straight up, you just grab their book, burn it, like, I get a new book full, and just walk away from the game.
Yeah.
Just burn all those super rare cards.
But
Yep.
anyway, do we have some questions you told me about in the chat
Uh,
about the game?
I mean, a while ago, it's like, what would we have done different with the Seshville game?
All right. First of all, a good marketing. The
Uh,
game was already different. The game
I mean,
has a good
he also said
gimmick.
that the game was too gimmicky.
Okay, and that is true. The game, it wasn't, well, it was gimmicky, but it was more strategic. It was
I think
something when you build a deck, you need to know what you're doing. You need to know what are you going to go against. So basically, if you're building a sash spell, you need to know all the cards in the sets. So you can so okay, I can, on the first turn I can go against this and this. So I will
I,
build this.
I feel like what would have been done differently was like at some point, since the mat has a spellbook space, they should have just added a second spellbook. Like literally, you
For
have the first spellbook, and you pass pages, and all of a sudden one page goes like discard this spellbook, start the other spell, just grab the other spellbook, and
Okay, what I would have changed about Satch builds is Um, I understand the spell books and how they work on the spells, and that's something unique for them.
Yeah,
But what I will have change is I don't like to have all these Mamoto cards, and have to pass all my pages to get a Mamoto card. And it is like drawing, yeah, but um, I would like to be able to use different types of Mamotos. Like you say, if I want to build a Satch and a Brago, then that's okay because I can have half of the spells, half of the book, and half of the book. It is a little bit difficult. However, I cannot mix and match different Mamotos. Which, okay, I understand because of how the anime was created, but
yeah,
I
that's the biggest
want,
gimmick, bro.
yeah, but I want to play the game. It's not. I don't want to relive the anime.
But that's probably what I feel like might have killed the game too. Is like it's the gimmick was to have a spell book when you're Mamoto casting the spells, but it's like it's just too linear. Like it doesn't leave a lot of room for like
Yes.
changing move things here and there. And that's also part of the spellbook being 32 pages. Like, yeah, you can do a two Mamoto deck, like I said, have Brago, have Satch. But when you add a third Mamoto that uses different spells, then it kind of gets a
Yeah.
little bit annoying.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing a deck that had, I forgot the name of the pink hair Mamoto, a little
Uh,
healing girl.
Tifa. Mifa.
Is it?
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's her. Anyways, I remember a deck that was you pass pages till you found her, then you played her, then you took your damage, then you pass pages till you find her spells, and then you turn back pages.
Yeah.
So you turn back a couple of pages and you land on Satch's spells, and you have all these MP because you've been turning pages forward before you turn pages back.
Yeah.
So you're just shooting like monster spells with Thatch, and she's just defending him. So it was a pretty crazy, crazy, crazy spellbook.
Yeah, like I say, the game does have a strategy. You have to build it beforehand. It's not like something like on any other TCG where you rely
I
on
mean, yeah,
luck.
it takes randomness out of it, like some sort of randomness, because you still got the randomness of how many pages you have to turn and
Yeah,
how much damage your opponent's spell does to your pages, because you cannot control what the opponent is doing to you.
yeah.
So those are like that's the biggest randomizer on the game, but you can still abuse of it.
hmm And
Like I think
I
that
mean, that's basically what I would have changed. Is I mean, I understand that for the franchise, that was the game, but I do not own that franchise, so if I am to create something with a spell book, I will change it so that yeah, I can have spell books, but I can use cards from that spell book um, in any way I want.
I
Specifically,
said they
I
should
mean,
have made this.
for that, let's say the Mamoto, I can have maybe some partners, some other Mamotos that will aid my Mamoto.
I
Not
mean,
just
some
one
of us
Mamoto.
actually did that. Like I should check back. I cannot remember the name of
Yeah,
those
I know,
these
and
Mamotos.
the little the pony one, that he
Yeah, the
helps.
funny one was was the first one that could evolve too.
Yeah, and the,
Just
the the
weird.
little dog also helps Ash.
That Duck also had yeah, and he had an evolution too. But like for example, like at the you never played the Force set. At the end, when you finally got Xeno, which is I think is Satch's brother,
Yeah.
that deck you can play a Satch Xeno deck,
Oh
and
yeah.
they use all the spells because they both use the same type of spells. So you can shoot the lightning spells with both of them.
Yeah. Okay. And but that's not what I meant. What I meant is
I
have
was like,
the
but
my main Mamoto or my main character on the first page, and then add like secondary characters that I can use. to play anything I want. Okay, let's talk. I cannot talk about it, but let's say that I'm building a game. Oh, let's make my game in this thing. Let's say
Okay.
I have an ancient on the first page. So I play my ancient, I take my ancient from the game, and then I have all these characters, all these warriors that I can put in my deck and play them and attack with them. You do the game with them. My ancient is the one
Okay.
taking the damage, or is the one is the owner of my book.
Okay.
So that's what I meant. If I would have changed something, I would have made the game less gimmicky, like less Satchbill, and more another thing.
Yeah, yeah, but that's the thing. Yeah, just listen to that one sentence. I would have changed the game to be less Satchville and
Like
more
I,
something else.
yeah, like I say, I am not the owner of Satchbill. So right now, if I am going to change the game, but using
Yeah,
the book, I
but
am gonna change
yeah,
it this way.
but you're keeping Satchville.
No,
You're
no,
just
no, no, no,
destroying.
no, no, no. I'm not. Like I
Oh,
say, I
What
am not the
what
owner
should not
of
be done?
Satchbill. I am not gonna make
What, what,
Satchbill. I'm gonna make a
what,
totally
what-
new game.
no, that's not. But that was not the question. The question was what you would have done differently to make Satchville not so gimmicky,
Nah,
not change the whole game to something else.
if it is to not make Satchbill,
I mean,
the only thing
since
that
you
I
change,
found wrong on Satchbill was the timing of the editions. The game
I
was
mean,
good.
like
The game was fun, but it takes too long for a new editions to come out.
well, okay, since you kind of skipped that first question over through at you, got a second one. He wants us to discuss a game based on STDs. So he like make an STD game. How you
Yeah.
do that? Ah, perfect idea.
No, I do. We already did, but come on, man. I cannot discuss this in public.
You're not discussing the STD game idea?
Yeah, we already did.
Oh, well, I need to hear about this.
um, right. Really can't.
I mean, Oversoul put you in the spot, so
Well, yeah. Um, well, basically, it was. You know how these mission games work?
yeah, the
Um,
ones that you set a goal and you have to achieve it.
exactly. So basically, we will have a deck of guys, like I mean, guys or events or like we say, prevented sex.
Okay. And then with condoms and guys, gotcha.
Yeah. So we will have this deck, but there will be some missions, and these missions will be um, girls. You know. So the gimmick of the game is to you draw into your deck. Whatever. We didn't set anything up because this was just a joke.
I guess.
we we draw into our decks, and we lay in play our guys in order to certain points like charisma or
Is
beauty or stuff like that, and
okay.
you achieve some points in order to get the girls. So and it turns out that the girl has these STDs. So you are
Oh,
collecting all these STDs, and
oh, it's Pokemon.
and once you collect these all the STDs, well, you die, and that's how you win the game. and
Oh,
and your opponent's job is to make your life impossible to get these girls.
oh. It sounds like the weirdest pandemic game ever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see why Oversoul wanted you to talk about that.
yeah, I know. um, but anyway, it was a joke. It was something. that we
Yeah,
were
it
trying
was a
to.
joke,
Huh?
but make sure you're gonna find it on the next sex shop. Gonna find this game.
Yeah. So if you're hearing this and you don't know about this was just a joke. It was nothing serious.
Just saying that instead of playing as a normal person, you should play as a doctor so you can cure your opponent every time they get one.
uh,
Make it them to reach all the STD levels.
I kind of like the mind more.
I'm just saying that you're a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, I know.
Like I don't even want to know how you all got to the point of discussing the STD game.
Somebody just throw a random, question over there. I was like, okay, I can do this, and
Okay.
well, that's what it got.
I mean, I guess again, we do not condone unsafe sex. It's always for protection. You're doing something.
Yeah,
Make sure you're clean. We don't want you to catch any of these things. You know, it's gonorrhea,
and
um,
no, and the thing is that I
herpes.
mean, we didn't use. I use nice words just in case.
Saying just make sure you don't catch any of these gonorrhea, herpes, syphilis,
Yeah, we would throw these warnings in the game. Like this is
yeah, I
gonna
understand.
happen if you know don't keep it safe.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the
So
genital
yeah,
warts, yeah,
so
some of
basically
those blue dwarfs.
it could be some educational stuff. So they can use it
Oh
at
yeah,
school.
yeah. It's just you said sex ed class instead of it teaching sex. Let's just play a game. Oh my gosh, Billy, you caught gonorrhea.
Yeah.
If it burns when you pee, it probably is.
So,
Yeah, that,
but
okay,
anyways, that's how it turns out to be.
okay, I guess so. I think that was the only two questions he posted.
All right.
And he also said to stop interrupting me, sir.
Oh my bad.
It's okay. It was like earlier when I was trying to like defend Bandai.
Nah, Bandai. There is no defense on Bandai, and you know it. Every single game they launch has die. It is a miracle that Dragon Ball has lasted this long.
I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time,
Hmm.
I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Tell me what.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. It's just, I was just saying, like, I understand where they were going from. Like, they cannot go ahead of the anime. So, and then if the anime gets canceled, then they're pretty much stuck in a place where they're like, well, crap, we can't release this other stuff because there's no more anime.
Yeah, that's true. Um,
At
well,
that point, you're like, screw it.
yeah, that is true. I understand that if the anime
Because
died,
like, I
they
guess
don't have any more content.
the only reason the Yu Yu Hakusho game got to the last set of cards was because Yu Yu Hakusho is like one of the top animes. So it actually finished,
Well,
and that's the only thing he got. Like there was no other push. Like they only did the show, and that was it.
like I'm still thinking that instead of doing one card of anime, these guys Shonen Jump should focus on creating a
A whole
universe.
universe type of thing.
They
No,
have Jump Festa. They have the how you call this Jump Superstars. You just have to create a Jump Superstar card game, and you will have a franchise that it won't die. And every edition you can make okay, this edition it will be this anime. This edition will be this anime. You know, and you have a franchise that it will last.
no. You know what I feel they should have done? It's weird, but they they should have done the card game from Hunter x Hunter.
100x 100.
Hunter x
Oh,
Hunter.
okay, Hunter. Oh, okay, yeah.
You know that
Uh,
card game from Great Island?
Green, right? No.
You never saw the Great Island arc before the Chimera Ants arc?
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm sorry.
You know,
I was
the
thinking about
PlayStation game, and they had to collect 100 cards.
yeah.
They should have made that into a card game because that would have been crazy.
Well, yeah, it was, but it's the same problem. What happened with the Choens?
No, that's the thing. No, like this card game only had 100 cards.
Well, that's why if I say Shonen Jump should create something that lasts.
I don't know. I don't think. I mean, remember they have one game that's lasted forever. They have Yu-Gi-Oh.
Let's begin by, well, yeah, they do. I understand that one. They do, but let's begin by saying Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't theirs. I mean,
I'm just
actually,
saying
none.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Many of these anime wasn't were not theirs. They just buy the rights.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but at the same time, like they Shonen Jump doesn't really have the rights either. Like Shonen Jump just publishes them,
Yeah.
so it's not like they control the rights of just like. I think one of the few ones that they actually had was Naruto. Naruto was actually like Shonen Jumps for a
No.
while.
This is too. Yu-Gi-Oh is too. I
Did you
believe
guess?
I believe the anime say Shonen Jumps.
I don't know if Shonen Jump owns them. That's why I'm confused. I might like somebody might correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that they have the publishing rights.
Yeah,
Sometimes they
yeah, they
have,
do.
but what they don't have is like the merchandising rights.
I believe that goes to Konami.
Konami has like well, Upper Deck had the merchandising rights for Yu-Gi-Oh first, and then Konami took over.
Yeah, no, but in Japan it's Konami.
They,
Well,
it was Konami, yeah. Upper,
it has always been Konami. But
yeah,
yeah,
Upper Deck
over
was the
here is
first year.
yeah.
Like now it's Konami, but before it used to be Upper Deck. But anyways, but that's all I'm saying. Like I don't think Shonen Jump has the rights to like profit from stuff like that. Like they'll get their share because it's the property they own,
Yeah.
but they don't necessarily like profit a lot because that's what I used to read. I think a long time ago I read an article that it was talking how like manga artists barely get paid. Like they get paid some like weird salary, and when the real money adds when they franchise their anime, like when the anime gets so popular they start making a
Yeah.
TV show and toys and all this stuff.
Yeah, it's like they get their fair share.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
at the point when they start expanding just from it's like from beyond the manga, that's when the artist starts getting like money in.
Hmm.
And so he's getting royalty percentages and all this stuff because now
Yeah.
his stuff is getting used somewhere else. So yeah,
Yeah.
I remember
Um
reading that a long time ago.
and it's why many of these manga artists end with low health too, because
Oh yeah, they gotta.
they they work these incredible hours just to meet how you say this you know just to get on time, just to finish the work on time,
Yeah, because they have. But that's
deadline
again,
to meet the deadline.
that's like the good and bad. Because just imagine like you write your story and you have this story like at least 100 chapters of it, and you go take it to the publisher. They're like, "Oh no, this story is garbage. Start another one," and
Yeah.
you're like, "All right, whatever." So you do like a one shot, like, "Oh, let me just do this 120 chapters, 20-page story." Let's see if they like it, and then you go take that one. They're like, "Oh, this thing is awesome,"
Yeah,
and you do this like once every week, and you're like, "What?"
it is what I don't know if you saw it, but Trigger, I can't remember the name. It came
World
out
Trigger?
3 year World Trigger, yeah. It was happened with it. She say is the I mean the guy says it was a 24 episode, but the
And then they
guys
want it.
the guys like it so much that they say, "Oh, can you do this like every day?" So he
They
make
made like
this.
3,000 episodes.
Yeah, no, he made us 100 episodes um on the manga. Then they make the cartoon, which lasts seventy
Yeah.
four episodes, and uh, and she couldn't handle it. She say, "Oh, we had to stop this. My health, her health was fading." So yeah, they stopped the anime and the manga production, and I believe
Yeah.
last
From
year she start
hiatus.
over again, but she's
Okay,
doing
so
it like,
at her own pace.
yeah, on her own pace, once a month, I
And
think
that's
it was.
the situation with the Hunter x Hunter artist. Like he's been on hiatus for like years.
I mean, but Hunter
So
x Hunter is already a popular franchise.
I know, I understand that, and it's been on hiatus for like a while.
Yeah.
Like it's like an episode of Manga 390 something, and it's been there for like years. I mean, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't read it since they did the whole Zodiac arc. Like I was, yeah, this is not going anywhere. I'm not cannot read one episode every like 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's like one of my favorite mangas, and it's like
Hunter
I'm
x
just
Hunter was
sad.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping he finishes it before he dies.
Damn.
Better not die.
Why did
Oh,
you? Oh yeah, that's a better wish.
I was like, hey, I hope he
I hope
finishes
he get
before
a
he dies.
guy. He had a good health and don't die, and so he can finish the
I'm saying, I
story.
hope he just finishes before he passes away. I mean, he's doing good. He got married to the Sailor Moon creator, so it's whatever. He's living the good life.
All right.
And he has like one of the top grossing animes in Yu Yu Hakusho. So it only has Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. His wife has Sailor Moon and something else. I forgot the other anime. So they're good. They're like anime royalty.
All right. Well, um, now let's move on a little bit from these TCGs, and we want to talk this week about um to content creators and artists, art specifically. Um, so we don't have any more questions just in case.
I know nobody. I mean, I think there's only one other person in the chat right now, I believe,
All right.
and they haven't posted anything. So
All right. Um, well, how important is art for you?
it's super important.
In what way?
Well, you always got to consider that your customer buys with their eyes first.
Yes.
They can have the world's greatest game, and if it doesn't look like it, nobody's touching it.
All right. I will defer on that. But I will not go very far away from what you're saying.
I'm just saying, okay, let me just throw an example. I'm gonna throw a video game example. All
Mm,
right, is that okay?
yeah.
Um, you ever played Alex Kidd in whatever world? Alex Kidd in the different world, or have you played Super Mario Brothers?
All right. Yeah. I will play Super Mario. I have played Super Mario Bros. I haven't played the Alex. Whatever.
Okay, they were literally almost the same game,
All right.
and the only difference was the art style.
All right.
That was, and one game was more popular than the other. I mean, it has to do with Nintendo more than anything, but that's like one of the weird examples. Like the Alex Kidd game looked better than the Mario Brothers game. Like when you put the game on the consoles, but the box art for the game looked horrible compared to the Mario Brothers box art. And the Mario Brothers box art wasn't any good either.
All right.
But I got to go like, oh, I'm gonna get this. It's like again, it's like because remember the biggest thing to remember is even though at least is for card game designers and for the community. Like, if you're depending on the audience you're targeting, then you have to appeal to them. I mean, if you're targeting kids, then you want your stuff to be like colorful and bubbly and
Yeah,
kid friendly.
cartoonish.
Yeah, cartoonish, because kids are gonna get attracted to that.
Yeah.
If your audience are teenagers, then you want something a little bit more adult oriented, a little bit more risque, not too much though, like enough to pique interest, but not going overboard. And if it's adults, then you want adult themes. Like you want it to do like to look like something some adult will watch and be like, oh yeah, I could play that. Like that looks like
Yes.
it's
Let's say
Hollywood.
let's say look, because when you say adult, we're not talking about
Oh no, it's not nothing obscene.
yeah,
We're just
we're
talking
talking about maybe
like
blood
adult like like
or this big knife and guns,
yeah, like actually like real like weapons
Yeah.
that you would see in real life. Um, Characters that actually are dressed in suits and ties,
Yeah.
like stuff that would attract an adult. I mean, depending on the adult, like you can have like uh, kids, like characters that are kids with characters that are adults. So you have that difference in the age disparity that only adults can relate to.
Hmm.
Because if you're a kid, it doesn't matter what the hell you're looking at. But like again, like you want to, when you're an adult, you want whatever
What are you
uh
into?
yeah, what are you into, but what are you consuming? Like whatever TV game, what are you consuming? You want it to be relate to it.
Yeah.
Usually, as an adult, that's like the biggest thing. Like you watch a TV show because you don't watch it because you like it. You watch it because you can relate to it when you're an adult. Like when you're a teenager, you watch the show because it's cool,
Yeah.
and like that changes as time goes on. So it's like yeah, it depends on the target.
Okay.
But but I still believe like art is really important.
No, I mean I agree, but this is where I make it's not a big difference, but just a teeny weeny, just something a little bit. Okay, for me, I mean, if you're on development, art is not important. Just in case, if you're
I mean,
developing
yeah,
something, you put whatever you want in there just to make the card different to others.
well, I mean that's different than what I was trying to explain there. Because
But
I'm talking
anyway,
about
no,
self
okay, yeah,
branding.
I get what you're saying.
I mean, obviously the game has to be developed to a point that is an actual good game. Like you don't want to sell, even though you have great art, you don't want to sell garbage.
Yep.
So yeah, but that's on the development process. But if you have a good game and the art's not good, the game's not gonna move regardless of how good it is.
Hmm. Now, again, I believe that the game, yeah, the art has to be good, at least good, not great, but good to sell. Now, if it is great, that's an extra point. People will like to see, oh, these look amazing. It's like when the first time Vanguard came in, people buy it because of the art.
Yeah,
Nobody
and see,
nobody knows what was that.
but think about that. Like, even though, let's say the Vanguard's a garbage game, which is, I mean, obviously it's not great, but it's not a bad game either.
Yeah.
But think of if Vanguard was a garbage game, they still sold enough units
Yep.
just on art alone.
Yeah,
Like,
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like you're
so they
saying.
made I mean, they made their money on the front end, and now you have people that are buying it for the art. Eventually, they'll learn how to play the game. Then they realize if the game is good or bad. And even if the game is bad, and you release a next set with the same quality of art, people
Hmm.
are still gonna buy it for the art.
Yeah.
So
And and even
instead,
though, people has different tastes, it's like even if the game was not good for you, maybe it was average, but you have
it's a,
this bunch of cards and everybody's playing it, that's what you're
you
gonna
can
go
still
into.
like Yeah, you get people that are gonna like it, and you're gonna get people that are gonna hate it. You always get like that divided audience.
Oh yeah, they have haters.
Same, the same thing with art. You get some people that are gonna love the art, and some people are gonna hate the art.
Yeah,
Like
it's
everybody, like
you cannot
if
appeal
everybody
to
had the same,
everybody.
yeah, if everybody had the same opinion, it would be hard to make some stuff different.
Hmm.
So you try to appeal as many people as you want, but like deep down inside, you're just appealing to yourself.
Yep.
Like if you're making a car game, you make if you and you're making the art or you're getting this art commission, like you're gonna like the art. If you don't like the art, don't publish the art.
Yeah, that's totally true. You know, if you
That's,
have to
it don't matter
like
what
what you're
tell you.
seeing in order to put it over there and have people, for other people like
Yeah,
it.
it doesn't matter what other people tell you. Like for example, like if let's say the Halloween Coraline that we just had,
Yeah.
like we both came to the same agreement on the art itself. Like we both liked it, and we both found something that we didn't like, and coincidentally, it was the exact same thing we liked and we didn't like.
Yeah.
But there was enough of the card to like to get it published or to get it printed.
Actually, the art
And
came pretty good. It's just one thing, but
yeah,
yeah, the art
that's
is
what I'm saying.
pretty
Like
nice.
no, everything's like yeah. No, again, I agree. Like the shading is incredible. Like the art was to me. I love the art. It's just it has a couple of things I didn't like. Maybe
No.
one big thing, but that's about it. But still, like, but let's say you get the art and you didn't like it, and even though it was commissioned, would you have used it, even though you didn't like it?
Um, I wouldn't. Well, no, actually, I wouldn't. I would have commissioned somebody else. You know,
Yeah, because
and that wasn't the example. This art was free. You know, this art
I mean,
was, but
no, I'm just saying, like, I know the art was free. I'm just saying, like, but just imagine you have an art commission and you get something and it's good, but it's not what you wanted.
yeah,
Then we just decommission it. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep it because I commissioned it, and
yeah.
I'll just find somebody else to do the next art.
It's like I say. You know, I will have keep it, and I will have promote the artist. You know, maybe put the art um on somewhere
Like,
else. You
so,
know, like a banner or something, and you know, oh, these guys make this art. You know, it's really good.
yeah,
Um,
again, due to the artist.
yeah, but not use it on the card.
Yeah, like again, it's like, but that's the thing. Like, if you, what I gotta get to is, if you don't like whatever the art is, obviously you're not gonna push it forward.
Yeah,
So, excuse me. What it comes to is that even though everybody has different taste, what you're selling is your taste.
yeah,
So obviously, not everybody's gonna agree with you, but people, even though they agree or disagree, you're still putting out the stuff you actually loved,
oh yeah, totally.
which is it's a big thing because there's like a lot of like there's a lot of content creators that let the audience decide that because they want to appease them
Yeah,
to to say, okay, yeah, we listen to the crowd, and we're gonna give you what you want, and eventually, just it's not original enough, or you stop liking what you're doing because you have to listen to them, and you're not doing what you want.
yeah,
So then you go
and
like, well, I don't want to do it anymore.
well, personally, I can relate with that. So, you know, some opinions of people have um,
Yeah,
they have said that I should change some stuff, and to me, eh, if I like it, I keep it. You
yeah,
know,
and
for
also
me,
like
it's like that.
another big thing is like the time we're living in right now,
Oh yeah, yeah,
because like
yeah,
that's the time we're at right now. Like everybody has an opinion on everything.
yeah. It's like, I mean, it's not related to cars, but I will, you know, I will
Yeah,
enter to this just a little bit. Um, just a little while ago, I was. Actually, you didn't see Alicization, right?
At
Sword Art
least,
Online.
no, I didn't see that garbage. I mean, sorry, I didn't see that.
All right, I see it. Um,
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, I saw it. Yeah. So the thing is, um, I was um reading an article online
Yeah,
saying that some people from the USA were messaging the the artist, the one who makes the manga,
yeah,
um, talking about women's not having enough participation on the anime. I was like, okay.
yeah. This type of thinking is what killed the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah, I was like,
Because,
okay, what
because
what is happening here? I don't understand why from where this is coming. Because first of all, the show is not even about women; it's about Kirito.
yeah,
So
look,
and yeah, there are women's, but it's not about them.
the only thing I've ever criticized, and you know that uh, like the less clothes something has, the better for me.
Yeah,
But the thing I've always criticized is like on fantasy shows, like fantasy animes or fantasy settings, the girl barely has anything on, and she has infinite armor.
yeah,
This is a logic that I've never understood. Why the less she has on, the more powerful she is. When the guy, the less he has, the weaker he is.
yeah. I mean,
So
those
like
are
that
issues between and in animes.
yeah,
And
no, that's like, but that's over sexualizing like a character. Like
yeah,
if females have a problem with that, like I'm 100% behind girls having a problem with like, hey, my character's supposed to be a knight. Why is she wearing a miniskirt? Like, if I'm a knight, I have a full plate armor on. So yeah,
I
I
mean,
understand. And on top of that, they're talking about Sword Art Online, which to me, like Asuna, probably is like the most clothed female protagonist
yeah, it is.
in a fantasy show. Like she actually has a miniskirt, but she has a plate like he has a breastplate armor, and she has boots that go all the way up to her legs, to her thighs. So she's barely showing any skin.
Yep.
And she's like a strong female protagonist too. It's not like a damsel. It ends up being a damsel in distress later on in the show, but she's stronger than the main character when she's portrayed the first time. So
Ye-
it's just sad that they actually want to talk about Sword Art Online when it actually had like a good, strong female character.
And once again, I didn't understand. It's like, okay, everybody has something. This in this time, everybody has something to hate. It doesn't matter whether you're putting something
It, I
good
don't
or
think it's something.
not. Somebody will hate something about it.
I think everybody thinks that they should be the main character on whatever they're reading.
Yeah.
Like again, like I mean, not trying to throw opinions all over the place. I'm not condoning what I'm gonna say next. Just saying that it happens. Like, um, Borderlands 3 came out like a couple of months ago, like a month and a half ago, and they're one of the few games that has like an open gay character. They have a
Mm,
non-binary character, like it's a character that has no sex identification and whatnot.
all right.
And they're trying to like do that so they can appeal to
Everybody.
people that yeah, to everybody. Like they don't want to alienate the LGBT community just because the norm is to have a guy that likes girls and a girl that likes guys. They don't want them to not feel identified.
Uh huh.
So they do stuff like that,
Yeah.
which is understandable. But then the problem is not that they doing that. The
The
problem is when the community goes like, "Oh, our
backlash.
character should be more prominent." Like, "Oh yeah, you have a gay character, but he's not the main character." I'm like, I mean, okay, the
All
story
right.
doesn't. The story doesn't need it as a main character. Why would you try to shove me this as a main character?
Yeah,
Like
it's
at that point, it's like
I feel what you're saying now.
I'm just like, okay, like I understand, like uh, it's that I don't want to alienate you as an audience. Like I'm not because I don't hate this kind. Like I don't hate you, but at the same time, like like if the story calls for it, then we'll put it on the story. But you don't tell me how to write my own story.
Hmm. Yeah, if you like it, you write your own stories.
Yeah, like I mean, you have a problem with it, then I'm sorry. Like you can, I guess you can stop reading my material or promoting me, but I'm not gonna change it just to appease to you wanting this.
Yeah, just one person,
Yeah,
or I mean,
I mean,
not one
one
person,
person that
but yeah,
eventually becomes a whole community,
yeah.
that eventually becomes a movement, because that's the biggest thing. Like, on this age, it's that's like, oh man, it was a while ago. Something had happened with a cosplayer. Like, I believe was what's the voice actor's name? That it was like sexually assaulting his fans. Vic Mignon, the voice of Broly,
All right.
and it was like he got accused of like harassing like underage girls and whatnot on conventions and whatever,
Okay. Why?
and like all of a sudden he became vilified, like he became a villain.
All right.
To obviously, like it's what he was doing was wrong. It's wrong if he was doing it. He said he didn't do it, but you know how people are. They'll lie just to get away with shit.
Mm, yeah.
But he got attacked, and the backlash was gigantic.
All
Like
right. Yeah.
eventually, the backlash was like, oh, you should take him off of Dragon Ball. You should change the voice, like so you have somebody else do the voice. You should take him off the show too. You should alienate him from all the conventions. Like you should just erase him from the history books.
Yeah. That's that, and that is actually we can even go to Star Wars. I believe there was a girl in there that is transsexual. I think it is
Yeah,
the pilot.
yeah. There's one that's like transsexual, yes.
Yeah,
But again,
and it
that's
was
appealing
a
to that
backlash.
audience. Yeah, it's weird. But I'm saying like, like yeah, ban him from all these conventions, remove him from whatever projects he had to do after the incidents.
Yeah.
But whatever he did before the incidents, just leave it as is. Like, what's the point of erasing him from history?
Yeah. Um. Anyways, going back to art, the point is that um, art once the game is published, art should be at least good. It cannot
Yeah,
be something you don't yourself like. Something. It has to be at least something good, so that you attract people. I
yeah.
mean,
Also, like art should be good or great, but you also don't want to go overboard with the art, especially in card games. Like, you want the art to look nice, but you kind of want to keep it simple too, which is it's confusing saying those words at the same time.
well, it depends.
Well, you don't want the art to consume so much of it.
Like I say, that's that you can look at Japan, for example, and Japan art is
Japan's the
different.
perfect example, actually. It's like certain art, it's plain. You just have like
Get
example a character card. The
yeah,
character card is just the character card on a plain background,
yeah,
which is just like so you can the attention is drawn to the character. So you look at the character, you see his face, hair, whatever, and you remember who the character is. Now, like a character powered up, let's say you have a Kirito card, and then you have a Kirito boneless soul, dual blade, godhood of shonen manga.
Okay, too much. Should I go on?
Anyways, like you have a normal Kirito with just one blade,
Yeah.
then you have the Kirito with Asuna's blade and his blade. The art for the second card is gonna be all over the place. It's gonna be him about to dash forward, both swords out, a big swirling background, lights all over the place, all these weird angles.
All right.
Because the card's depicting like, yeah, this dude is powerful. The card tells you this dude is powerful. So instead of being drawn to the character, you're drawn to its power, and its power's all over the art.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that makes sense. Now,
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, like I said it, and then it didn't sound right in my head, so I have to kind of explain myself.
all right. Um.
It's,
Well, it is for me. It is like that. You can have you have to have, but but you have to have at least a good art and to publish. Yeah. Once the game is going to be published,
yes.
and we will enter now into the. I was in the other podcast. I was hearing at the other podcast, and
Yes, sir.
they go into sexualize art,
Okay.
which I want to go just a little bit. We are an hour and 48 minutes now, so we had to end this. So just a
I'll
little
go
bit,
short.
but just a little bit. What do you consider to be over sexualized? Like, but for me, over sexualized is something grotesque. Like, I mean, not grotesque, but something way out of
Obscene.
line. Yeah, obscene. That's the word, obscene. Something way out of
I don't
line.
know.
And
But see,
uh
uh, that depends on the person, because like you can have like you can. I mean, I think over sexualizing is when you portray something that's well beyond the capacity of what can be achieved.
I mean, I understand sexualizing because
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
okay,
like having a female character with gigantic boobs, for example, and then like
yeah,
the tiniest of waistlines.
yes,
You're like, all right, yeah, she like Nami from One Piece, perfect example.
all right.
Can you ever imagine?
I'm gonna. Well, okay, I'm gonna. Know One Piece, but I hate the art, so I'm gonna let you talk.
I'm just saying, like, have you? But you see Nami from One Piece, right?
Yes.
All right, Nami is one of the perfect examples of an overly sexualized character. She has like the paper thin waist, the gigantic boobs, and that kind of like tsundere attitude.
All right.
So like that's like a little bit too much.
All right.
Like if you keep everything inside the parameters, like yeah, if the girl has like uh, big boobs but she's not like overly skinny, like like kind of anime normal, you're like okay. I mean, again, some characters have like the exaggerated body parts, especially on animes that are funny
Yeah.
because they do a lot the body parts and whatnot, and they also play into like some tropes, like always having a friend that has bigger ones than the other, and the other one's jealous because she has them big, whatnot.
All right.
Like stuff that just plays into tropes, which I mean, they've been there for a long time, but they're not going to change nowadays, regardless of what people think. It's overly sexualized or under sexualized.
On what? On
But I
Japan?
think if yeah, in Japan, because like in the US, it's probably
Like I
at the
said,
bottom.
like I said on my comment, and I will repeat it. Japan don't care about sexualize. For them, sex is okay, but
Yeah, no,
crime
I
is
agree with that.
bad.
But
In
but
USA,
think
is the wrong way. Is
yeah, no, but think about this. All right, let's say you're like a little girl watching a show, an anime, and you see this like buxom victim, like like the oh my body's next level. I can get what I want if I just like kind of show my little bit of cleavage and all this stuff.
Hmm.
And like that body type is impossible for a normal human to have. So then this girl, no matter how beautiful she is or how beautiful she'll be when she gets older, she's not gonna be comfortable with herself because to her the standard is the anime standard, and it's unachievable.
All right.
Which also turns like more than anime, it turns into like into the porn industry, like people that watch porn
Yes.
and um
Yeah, I
do
I hear people develop this thing where they can no
yeah, eventually you
longer
think that
appeal to another woman.
yeah, you eventually think that what you see in porn, it's the norm.
Yeah.
So you imagine that every girl has double D's and whatnot, and that if you're gonna have intercourse with somebody, it's gonna last 45 minutes, and guys have this big old thingamajiggies, and like all that's exaggerated.
Yeah.
They eventually they think it's the norm.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest problem.
All right.
But
So,
I still think it too much. But I don't know, like I think over sexualizing is like if you have art that's sexualized for the sake of being sexualized, then it's wrong.
okay. Well, for me, okay, I understand sexualizing like, all right, I put a female character and I don't know. Okay, I understand. Let me go into my game again.
Okay.
I decide to put the females on the promo cards. And yes,
Uh,
that is sexualizing because
yes, but
because but it's not over sexualizing.
no. The thing is that I'd consider it sexualized, not really sexualizing, because you know who your target audience is. There's
Yes.
gonna be more boys playing the game than girls. I
Yes.
mean, I would like girls to play the game because again, it's a really good game. But at the end of the day, trading card games are more for boys than girls.
Yes. And
So
once again, my target well, it actually I decided to put females just not because I want guys to play the game. It's because that's what I want, you know. I
and
like that. So,
but your demographic is still gonna be obviously boys. And
yeah,
besides,
yeah, I
the thing
mean,
is,
yeah, most boys plays card game than girls, yeah.
my biggest consideration is like it doesn't matter if there are boys on girls or girls on your promo art. First of all, it's the promos, so you can do whatever the hell you want with promos
Yeah,
because
this is a
this
gift.
yeah this has nothing to do with you buying my card game. This has to do with you like you like the card game and you helping me, then yes, this is what I like, and I'm gonna share my likes with you. Like I like this art, and you can have one too if you want to.
Yeah.
It's not like you buy all this stuff and then you get one. It's also like you're not gonna find it by spending so much X money, Y money, Z money. So yeah, it's personalized.
Yeah. But then
And you never
again,
know.
but then again,
Maybe the next
I'm sorry.
I was like, you never know. Maybe the next summer card is Tigers always Strigan
Okay, that's another problem. I
because we
will.
have the little
uh,
hobo card already. So
You
might as
you
well.
see you see the dragon I make?
Uh, the red one.
Yeah, Tentos.
Yeah, yeah.
People were backlashing at me because of
Why?
his thighs. Because
You
he's
gotta be kidding me.
showing too much. So I was like,
It's a
yo,
dragon.
a guy, 'cause if I don't understand this, you know, a guy can see a bit of cleavage, and well, I'm not saying it's okay because and right now I'm getting backlash, but a guy can see a bit of cleavage, and okay, that's understandable. But if I show a bit of thighs from a male character, so that's wrong.
Look,
Look at
uh, uh,
Tarzan.
as long as their crotch it's blocked, as
Cover,
long as he
yeah.
has underwear on, it's okay for a guy.
Well, it's not okay for them.
Because that's the biggest thing. Like another big thing. Like and touching on the whole equality thing. All right, so to sexualize a guy, you when you put a guy without a shirt, powering up, for example, or like bulging muscles, like about to punch something, that's overly sexualizing a male character. And do you hear people complaining about that? Yeah, not at
No.
all. Exactly. But if you put a girl powering up and she's like on a bikini, like a top bikini top, she has pants on, but a bikini top just powering up, and all you see is like obviously her breast on the bikini. So like that's the first thing you look at on the art
Yeah.
because it's kind of out of place. Then that's overly sexualizing, even though it's literally the same art, just different sexes.
Yes. Well,
And it's just like the way we portray like seeing a guy with no shirt, it's okay, but seeing a girl with no shirt, obviously, oh hell no.
well, like I say, this was just an example. It doesn't mean that. But anyway, for me, sexualizing, yes, it is. Let's say putting a woman, even it is a trying to sell something because a woman, like
Yeah,
in a
you
TCG because he has women's.
yeah, it's like yeah, I think you posted a Force of Real picture a couple of days ago, a couple of
Yes.
weeks ago, the one that the girl was naked,
Yeah, that's not
and
need.
they
That's
put it
not
as overly
necessary.
sexualizing.
Yeah, that this is sexualizing.
I
That's
was
what I
like,
mean.
I was agreeing with you till I actually read the card.
No, no, I know. I mean, but what I meant is there is okay. You were talking about me creating a card with just a bit of cleavage,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah,
and
like
then
I
you have
understand,
these big companies because Force of Will is not something that came out of nowhere. It's a big company creating this thing. Now, who is over sexualizing?
but but you gotta think about the whole context of the card though.
Oh
Like,
no, that's the thing. Okay, if I create on Amazon,
yeah,
where let's
remember
say
we had
there. So yeah, the way
yeah, we had this we
Yu-Gi-Oh.
had this Yu-Gi-Oh argument, like how they like censored literally every other card, but the Amazoness stay the same
Yeah,
because what they were Amazoness. Why would we censor the Amazons? So like half their boobs are out and all their ties are just bulging, showing them. Like they just have like leotard bikinis or whatever.
yeah,
That's okay. But like a little wizard girl with a miniskirt and a little bit of cleavage is too much for the audience.
yeah. That's exactly what I mean. How it comes that one is okay and the other is not. Just because
I,
what? Just because it
well,
depends on the team.
I think yeah, I believe it depends on the whole like on the whole like on the art as a whole. Like for example, that character you put from Force Away that's naked, and you said that was
Yeah,
over
it's a god.
sexualizing.
Yeah.
If you look at the card as a whole,
Hmm.
the card's an Earth spirit,
Yeah,
so it makes sense it's naked
I
because it's
know.
a spirit.
I
So like
like I say,
that
I
card in
know,
particular,
but I was given an example.
no,
You are
yeah,
backlashing my car for
no, but
a
that's what
little
I'm
bit
saying.
clever.
It's like, oh yeah, but you didn't let me finish. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that card in particular, if you look at the whole thing, it makes sense why the card's like that. Now, I believe there's another card of this girl powering up, and for some reason she's naked with lightning bolts covering her part of her body. Now that one is over sexualized for the sake of being over sexualized. Because she
Yeah.
could have her whole set of armor and just lining around her,
Um,
portraying that she's powering up. She doesn't have to be naked for this.
Well, she didn't have to be naked anyway. You could make her Adana and Eva, an Eve, so she have at least a leave.
I mean, she had her hair covering the top part
I
and
know.
leaves covering the bottom.
Yeah, I know. Might have
I'm
clothes.
just saying. I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying like that. Those two examples are like the difference between having a naked character because there's something and having a naked character for the hell of having a naked character.
All right, yeah.
I don't know, like I haven't watched anything of like of all your art. The one I thought was like the most risque, and it wasn't even close to being too bad. It's the newest art.
The ancient.
Yeah, the Light Ancient. That's the closest thing to being like okie dokie. Like it's this might be pushing it far, but it wasn't even close to that.
Come on, why?
Well, first of all, if they're complaining about Coraline's thighs
Oh
and a
no,
little
but
bit
you know what?
cleavage,
The ancient was supposed to be a male. When they start complaining about it, is when I decide.
you better. I'm just saying, like her like cleavage thing. It's like a little bit like yeah, it's out there. Like boom, look at this. This is where light magic comes from, homie.
Yeah, okay, I got that.
Again, zero complaints from me. I love the art. Like the first art, like I don't know, like, and it's not even her body; it's her face. Like you did like an awesome job of just portraying like her face just shows like mischief behind like I'm gonna do something to you, but not because I want to, because you deserve it. Kind of like look.
All right.
So like I don't know, it's like the whole art in itself was pretty well done. But she does have a huge cleavage spot that you can just stare at. And it doesn't help that her top is like clots that go underneath them.
All right.
So there's like a lot that this girl does not leave to your imagination.
Okay. Next one, I will make one with a priest rogue.
I'm just saying, no, no, again, like it's not even close to being like risque art. Like it's good art. It's like if you're a girl and you have a good body, you flaunt it because that's what normal human beings do. So this is normal. It's not like she has that thing open and she's just like kind of posing like bending over forward, so it looks like even crazier than it is. She's just
Yeah.
standing there with her priest suit.
I mean, I like with my females, I like them to be a little bit of sexy, but not obscene. You know.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, it's to your liking. Like, yeah, I mean, she's a gorgeous character, which makes sense, and she's like she's a good looking all over, so it makes sense. She's not sexual. She's not holding her. She's not pushing them together, so she's not doing nothing with them. They're just there.
All
I
right. All
just
right.
it's
Well,
like you know, like the art's not. It's not bad, and it's not like obscene. It's just art. It's just normal. Like yeah, but people can look at it and be like, "Oh my God, why did you have to do her? Why does her dress have to have a hole in the middle?
because
Why
there's
does?"
many dresses with cleavage.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, but you see, like people are gonna still like, "Oh, why you do that? Oh, why you do like, why is it just clots on the side that go underneath her breast? So like, they're more pronounced and all this stuff. So, like people are gonna find stuff to complain about.
Oh yeah, well I know.
My only complaint is why this card not printed yet, so I can have it.
It's going to be soon.
I need a foil, a holo foil, a reverse foil, and a full lithograph to put on my wall.
All right. So anyway, like to end this, we are doing a tournament. For
Yes, sir.
now, it's a temporary date. It's going to start on the 10th of November, and it will last 3 weeks. Basically, because you only need 10 points to pass to the next week. So if you don't get the 10 points on the first week, you are eliminated. But if you get to the second week, your points restart. So
So you gotta
um,
get 10 points every week
yeah, you
if you
get 10
pass
points a week,
the
and the
round.
final gonna be, is gonna be the pre-match, the semifinals and the finals for each week. And Basically, this is to promote the release of the second deck, which will have the art of we were talking about on the ancient, and we will do this. The winner will get $20 gift card, and the second runner will be a $10 gift card, and the then runner will be a $5 gift card. In addition
Remember
to
that?
this,
I don't know. Yeah, remember the first place winner
yes,
also gets a Coraline Halloween art,
which
which is
is the
limited to.
only way to get this promo, just in case.
It's really limited, so you should be very happy that you're getting this promo because I was probably voting against it.
and
But
and you will also have the option to either so that I can make you a card. Where in my game you can use if we decide. Well, anyway, details will be
I was like, I'm
saying
more thinking
later.
like you can you can send us suggestions for a card that would you like to make to your semblance. Like
Yes.
you can either make the effects, like if you want an art that you've made, or I mean, it's up to you. If you want just to like have your name on a card,
Yeah, whatever it is that
the
you
better you ask
anyway,
for.
the winner will have the options to create a card.
Yeah,
However you want it, that's up to
whatever card you
you.
want, except for the art.
Well, actually, we can work the details out. It
I
is
mean,
gonna depend at the end.
to whoever wins,
Yes.
good of luck to everybody, because you're all probably gonna lose 3 points every now and then.
Yes, the matchups will be against champions, and those champions will be us.
So yeah,
So if you
good
win
luck.
against us, you will get 5 points. If you lose, you can lose 3 points. You
Yeah,
also
so
get a pass, and the pass can be used in many things. But basically, if you hold your pass at the end, it will give you 5 more points. So if you defeat one of us and you last to the end, you can get 10 points instead of five.
yeah. Actually, again, if he beats one of us and he uses the pass immediately, he goes into the next round.
Yes, but the idea is to hold a pass.
Oh, no, I understand. I'm just saying, yeah. Oh, yeah. The passes last through the rounds. Like if
No,
you have a
it
pass,
lasts until the end of this. I mean, until the end of the
I don't know.
tournament.
Someone's like, if you have a pass at the end of round one, you still have the pass at the start of round two.
Yes,
And if you have two passes at the end of round two, you have two passes at the start of round three. Well, yeah, it's really good to keep them if you are confident in your skills. If you're not confident, you might want to use them to just go to the next round.
and
But if you're
also
not
if
confident,
you
you're not
lose
confident,
any match, you can use the pass so that you don't lose the points.
you have to forfeit the loss of points. So
Yep,
it's a lot of uses for them. But again, even though it's really nice to have a pass, it's really hard to get one.
yep. Now, like I say, even the tournament will last a week per round, and the basic of this is because not every player will be able to play on the same day. So even if you cannot play on the week, you have the weekend to play. So
The way accommodating for players.
yes, and right now I got some people who is saying that want to play. So if you want to join, the description there is going to be the Discord link. So join the Discord and you can join the tournament from there.
Yes, sir. And if anybody wants to practice and whatnot, you can also contact the people at the Discord.
Yep,
And some of us will be happy to play with you if we're online and we have the time. We will gladly teach you how to play the game so you can
yeah,
participate. The more people that participate, the better.
that's correct. And even if I mean, we still there's other people over there who knows how to play the game. So even if
and
we
we're
are
not the
not
only.
there. So there is people over there.
Yeah, and it's again just for people that have not played the game yet or seen the game yet. It's not a hard game to learn. It's actually pretty easy to learn,
Hmm.
and it's a really fun game. It's a pretty quick paced game. There's a couple of things that a lot of people don't understand. We were talking about this yesterday,
Yes.
but we
uh,
don't worry about those yet.
Not yet. We
Yeah,
will. We
don't
actually we're
worry.
trying to keep it simple on this tournament. So there's many rules we have taken out.
Yeah, just to make it, I want to say fair, but just to make it more streamlined, because we don't want like people that barely know how to play against people that really know how to play. All of
Yeah.
a sudden, be like, oh yeah, you're not supposed to do that. Oh yeah, you're not supposed to do that. Oh, you're not supposed to do that. Want more of a can
Somebody
I?
actually offered me $15 donation for um keeping the rules, the original rules.
Oh,
He was a Magic player. So I understand why, it's basically, oh, I want to win this. But
oh yeah, it's not all right. But at the
yeah,
same time, like we're not. I mean, best of luck to you, whoever the Magic player is. But we want to make it fair for everybody
yeah.
because you're donating $15, but the first place is $20, so you're making up a $5 profit here. We ain't that dumb.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I think he wants the card, the core line.
Oh no, yeah, you ain't buying a Caroline for $15 either. At least $50. Get the facts straight.
But anyways, but anyway,
Actually,
uh
if he wins, we should send him a non-foil Coraline just to piss him off.
nah, those were already ordered.
I know. I'm just saying we should just order a non-foil one just for him. Like,
All right.
barely done art just for him.
And well, I guess this is the final of the podcast, and it extend a little bit more than what I want to,
Oh yeah,
but
I'm sorry.
no, it
I might have
wasn't your
deviated from
fault.
the sexual stuff.
It wasn't your fault. It was our fault. Mm.
I mean, the only good thing is that the daylight's time savings happened today, so we went an hour back. So technically,
Oh, we've been here
it's
1 hour and 14 minutes. Let's talk about 45 minutes more.
no, I'm saying like, but technically we went back an hour in time, so we good.
Yeah.
But anyhow, yeah, we should.
Anyways, I guess that's it for today's video. If you guys have any opinion,
Oh,
something what happened?
I just
What did I
wanted to give
forget?
him like a. No, no, you didn't forget nothing. I just wanted to see if we wanted to give him like a preview of what we do next week.
All right, all right. Um, we're talking about magic next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, so next week we will be talking about Magic the Gathering. That will be the main game we will talk about. Um, like always, we will have some theme related to TCG. This week was art. Last week was game mechanics. So we will have a topic related to TCGs. We haven't say which one
So
it is. Um,
I
and
want to ask something.
uh-huh,
For next week, since we're talking about magic,
yeah.
whoever watches the podcast and follows us on Discord, I want you all to put the top 10 magic cards of all time for you. Give me a top 10 list. Every person who's watching, every person who's hearing me, give me the top 10 cards you like from Magic. Even if you never play Magic, go look at some art and give me top 10 list. I want to have at least 10 of them and
All
see
right,
which cards themselves.
all right. And so, all right. So we will be doing magic. We will have a free team, and we will also have Sing Mango. um,
Oh my goodness. Okay.
yeah, we will have Seen Mango here, from
Yeah.
Oversoul. I just before the other podcasts, and I asked permission to have him on the podcast. We want to talk about his game. I want to make his game trash. I mean, I want to talk about his game, and
Oh, we're gonna break his game. Where's the
and
infinite combos at?
oh yeah, he's been buffing cards because he already has some infinite combos, so he has to,
Oh, excellent.
he's always asking for help. But anyways, we will have him here, so we'll talk about his game for a little bit and get to know him a little bit more, and hopefully we'll have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a good time. But we are not talking about the STD game no more.
No.
Before he shows up and tries to talk about it, you better not come next week to try to talk about this oversoul mango person.
Yeah,
And then,
that's it for that theme.
yeah,
um,
also, stay tuned for some gameplay videos on
yes.
the Astrom Cross games. We're trying to bring you a couple of them so you
Yep.
can see a game in action. So you don't only have to like play for yourself. You can just watch a video. And besides all the 101s and 201s and 301 that has not been posted.
Sorry, it was supposed to be posted yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I looked for it today and I couldn't find it.
uh,
But yeah, we're gonna put a couple of gameplay videos with our reasoning of why we play what card or why we did what move, so you can get like not only inside our heads as we play in the game, since we're probably the two that play the game the most, but also get an idea of how like both the decks work.
yes, which is basically what I want. I want people to
Which
know what the main combos are and how the deck works.
which either we'll post both because I think we're gonna post two videos on them, or one with both of us talking on the video, but we might post one with just Kai talking on his side of the video, because I'm probably gonna record my side and post a video of just my side and explaining like what the hell am I doing.
All right.
So we have three videos to watch. Like either you watch just me or just Kai, or you can watch us both talk as we discuss the moves to each other.
All right.
That way you have more options.
Yeah, and that way we'll have more entries. Like people can see one side of the coin, like, oh, I did this for this, and then they go to my side and see my insight, like, oh, he did this, but I was wondering why he did that.
Exactly. Like, I mean, there'll be a video with both of us talking, like, oh, I
Yeah.
did this because he did this. And you can be like, yeah, I did that thinking that you would not do this. But, but you also have the video just like, for example, the video just me talking. I might not, I might go more in depth of what I'm doing because on this video, I'm speculating on what the opponent's going to do.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about speculating or forcing the opponent to play what you want them to play. It's like that's a big, at least for this game, for Astrom Cross, that's a big part of the game is to force the opponent to play the cards you want him to play.
Yep. And
Like
also forcing the opponent to either choose whether they want to block that thing or
yeah, you
let
want to
them
manipulate
pass.
them as much
Yeah.
as you can. We'll go into detail on this next week, but that's like just something to give you all to kind of think about whenever you think about the tournament. It's
Yes.
the biggest thing. But anyways, yeah, I think we should just end it here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just one little thing before we end it. Just in case the 301s are gonna come up in a few, for a few days, and the rules on the 301 don't apply to the tournament, so don't pay any attention to them. Just want to make that sure.
oh
Um,
yeah,
make that clear because we are simplifying the rules for the tournament so that everybody can go into the tournament and play the game. Um,
yeah. I would say that maybe before the tournament starts, because it starts on the 10th, and we're gonna release the podcast on the 10th.
yes.
So we might do the podcast before the tournament starts in itself.
All right. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, that way we can um throw the rules out there, like what rules are tournament legal. Well, how we gonna run the tournament? We gotta throw the rules on that podcast.
All
So
right.
hopefully everybody who's participating will listen to the podcast this time around, like live, because we gotta do it a little bit, or hopefully a little bit earlier than
Yeah,
1 in the morning.
I mean, what? I don't know. Yeah, next week is going to be, I believe, it's Sunday at 9.
Yeah, we got
We're gonna try to make it that, you know, at that time.
yeah. So hopefully we'll be here earlier. It might be a little bit longer podcast too, because we're gonna without what we already have scheduled for the podcast. The whole tournament explanation might take a little bit longer,
What we
just
can
to make
do
sure
is
that.
we can take the theme out, one of the themes out. You know, bring
Oh no, yeah,
magic, the
like it
tournament,
might be a little
and
bit
something like
longer
that.
because we'll explain it, but we want to like again. I would like to have most of the people that are going to participate in the chat at that time. So I know there's going to be a lot of questions posted in the chat.
All right.
So we got to answering all the questions just to make
Yes.
sure nobody has a. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna maybe take a little longer.
All right. Yeah.
We just want to make sure that everybody's clear on what we're trying to do, so everybody has a fair chance.
All right. Yeah. That will be perfect. Well, I guess that's it for today's video. You know,
Oh yeah,
podcast.
do
I'm
you want to
sorry.
say hi to Firestone 12379?
uh, yeah. I'm sorry. So what?
Or you say hello to Firestone 12379? He said
Oh.
hello in the chat.
Hi,
He
Firestorm.
barely just got here, so I'm sorry, Firestone. We're about to end.
Yeah, we're just ending this show now, but
I'm sorry, but you can watch
still,
the replay.
hi, and well, I guess that's it for today's video, podcast. I'm sorry, so that's it for today's podcast. I see you guys next week.
All right, see you
So,
next Sunday, the 10th,
yep.
when the tournament's about to start.
All right. So I'll see you on the 10th, and Warriors out.
All right, Warriors out. Good night, everybody.
Good night.